What up, y'all? It's your girl, and I'm back with another episode of A Deeper Dive with Key. So let's just talk, okay? First and foremost, I hope you guys had a wonderful Resurrection Sunday, Easter, whatever you celebrate. You know, for me, it's Resurrection Sunday all around because, what's a Easter? But regardless, I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend and day with your family and all that good stuff, and ate some good food and did your Easter egg hunts and all that stuff. And I hope you guys have a beautiful week. Like, what the fuck? I hope y'all have an amazing week because I love y'all. Truly, honestly, truly. Anybody who takes the time to listen to my podcast episode, I love you because I just be on here talking shit. Just talking. Where do we start? This episode is actually going to be in real time. For the past, couple of weeks, they were not in real time. I'm literally doing this the day before it drops. So, I ran out of pre-recorded episodes. But yeah, we back in this thing. I was really on top of it, so I was always a couple of weeks ahead, and I just recognized that I wasn't a week ahead. But I'm actually kind of grateful because I want to talk about things in the real time instead of it being, I don't know, backwards, stuff that already happened that I've already overcome. I kind of like talking about things in the now. But let's see. I'm trying to think about what I want to talk about. It's so much stuff I want to talk about. And I was going to do an outline, but I like to freestyle it. That's just what I do. That's what I do. That's what I do. I do. Anybody else talking TikTok sounds? I became one of those people. You know, I didn't understand the TikTok culture at first, but I am one of those people. I talk in TikTok sounds. Every time I go to my bed, I'm about to go and lay down. Go and lay down. And if you're not on TikTok, you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But yes, I definitely talk in TikTok sounds now. They done got me, girl. They done got me. I tried to resist for a minute, but I am officially a TikToker. They done got me, child. I'm on TikTok more than I'm on Instagram. I try not to get on TikTok today because I want to really use this day as a day of rest. But my ass can't sit still, so I'm going to still do something creative today because I can't sit still. If I have an idea, I'm going to film it. That's just really what it is. If I have an inkling of something that I want to do, I'm going to get it done. But yeah. Oh, I know what I want to talk about. So, like I said, now that I've come to terms with being a TikToker, y'all, I just recognize things are so fucking full circle. So, in 2015, I started working on my first book. And keep in mind, I had this homeboy. He was big on Instagram and Vine at the time. And he kept telling me to make videos. And I was like, no, I do not want to make videos. I'm not making videos. That's your thing. I do not want to make videos. And yeah, that's your thing. Even sometimes when he used to we used to be hanging out and he would put the camera on me. I'd be like, please don't. Cause I don't want your fans. I don't want your supporters on my fucking page. I just felt like they were going to be mean. I used to be so scared of that. I didn't want people to be talking about me or talking shit. And things like that because I don't mess with nobody. I just be minding my business. You know what I'm saying? So 2015, he used to tell me, you're funny. You need to make videos. And I'd be like, I was really trying to be a freaking serious ass writer. Like, I've been rejecting this. Been rejecting this for a minute. And, multiple people have told me that. Like, I just be, like, operating regularly by myself. And then I'll randomly come up with a freestyle to, like, a song that's, like, really funny. And people be like, that's really fucking funny. I wish we could have filmed that and put that on social media or put this on this. And I'd be like, no, you not. But I always was, like, hesitant of, like, showing my personality. Like, especially, like, when I started to get more serious and, like, things that I wanted to do, whether it's photography and stuff like that, I always just wanted to show my work and not show, like, my personality, like, who I was behind the camera, who I was behind the writing. I just wanted to be, like, incognito. But meanwhile, God is like, I'm going to tie your purpose or ways to activate your destiny and your purpose to your personality, something that you are running from. Like, it wasn't that I was afraid to show my personality publicly. It was just, like, on my Instagram and stuff, like that was something, like, I'm cool with my friends. I'm gonna be crazy and be, like, jokey. But, like, on Instagram, it's just like, I'm just gonna post a cute picture. You know, I'm just gonna post, like, my photography photos, because at one point I was just doing photography and, like, film. So I'm going to show the music videos that I'm shooting and stuff like that. I'm going to show my work. I was all about, like, my business. And so I was just, I don't know. I never wanted people to take me for a joke. I never wanted to be, oh, that's that fat funny girl. I never aspired to be that. Or, like, you know, I would see how certain people would act on social media, and I was just like, yeah, I don't want to be that. But I recognize that, like, I don't have to be like them, but also that, like, myself is good enough. Like, I don't have to hide pieces of myself. And you know what's so funny is that on TikTok, like, my little cute, like, looking, like, cute and shit videos are not the videos that get, like, the views. Actually, those videos get crickets. But those are the pictures that people eat up on Instagram. They're like, oh my God, you look so bomb. You look so this. You look so that. TikTok ain't going for that. They like, let me hear you talking. Like, what you talking about? You know? And I feel like they really embrace me, like, for my personality. Like, they be telling me I look beautiful with, like, no makeup. Like, I be just coming with my bonnet. Like, I always come with my bonnet. Like, hair's never out. Like, it's rarely out. But most of the time, I just come with my bonnet and I just come as myself. And it's so refreshing to be able to, like, really be yourself. Like, really just, like, be all of yourself. Like, quirky, goofy, blunt, you know, sassy, like, whatever is yourself, like, literally be able to be yourself and not feel like you're being judged. And even if you are, like, not caring, I'm just grateful that I'm at this place where, like, I can publicly show to the world, you know, who I am. And I think for a while, like, I didn't want to drift off for what I wanted to do, but I think I'm in a space where, like, I'm open to pivot if, you know, content creation is the way that my journey is moving into. I'm not afraid of that. I think I used to reject that because I'm like, no, that's not what I set out to do. But what did God want you to do? Like, you're trying to do your own thing. You're trying to get big off of just writing, and, like, your personality is the star of the show. Like, your personality is really what gets the people going. So, you know, I'm learning that. And it's so crazy is that, like, in the beginning of the year, somebody that I knew was saying that, like, I would probably attract more views on Instagram if I, you know, took pride in my appearance. And I didn't feel like I never not took pride in my appearance. I stripped myself down because I just want to be like how I am in my house. Like, I'm always at home. I work from home. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be in a robe and my bonnet. Like, that's who I am. I'm at home all the time. And I think like a big thing about me, I never wanted to have like too many people following me because I never wanted to be like famous. I was always scared of that shit. Like, oh my God, I ain't gonna be able to go nowhere. But like, I came to the conclusion, like, I don't go nowhere anyway. So like, this would be the perfect, I would be the perfect candidate for fame. And I had to like watch what I told myself. Sometimes we wonder like why things aren't working out on our behalf. But like, do you recognize what you tell yourself? Like, you want to get big for writing. You want to do writing. You want to do writing. You want people to see your writing. But every day you tell yourself, I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be famous. How are you going to be a big writer if you're not famous for writing? So I had to check myself on that. Because I used to be like, it was something that like I knew I had to do, but like I didn't want to. I was like, I don't know. I don't really like too many people around me like that. I don't want people to idolize me and stuff. It makes me uncomfortable. It's kind of weird. But I had to get to the point where like I can be somebody that shifts celebrity culture. Like, make people recognize, like, I am just like you. Like, relax. Like, we not gonna do that. We not gonna do that fanning out stuff. Like, I am just like you. I'm a normal ass person. Like, I'm regular as shit. Like, and I think, like, I can be refreshing because I think people get to a certain point where they're like, oh, yeah, my fans, my this, my that. And, like, I just, I ain't gonna do that. And I don't want to do that. I want to be like the type of person that like level the playing ground, like level the playing field. So like people don't feel like they're above anybody just because they have like a certain amount of notoriety. That's what I want to do. And that's what I hope I can do. If God continues to elevate my platform. But I don't take it, lightly. And I was just, what I was also thinking about? Like, man, I was just thinking about how like this week I'm trending. A couple of weeks ago, I started feeling like I was shadow banned. And I don't know, something just came in my head. Like if you're like, I don't know, like if you're driven by the likes, you're going to be like tore down by the silence. Like if that's what gets you, like it's going to be times where things are silent. Like if you're driven by the likes, you're driven by the applause. Like if that's starting to be something that fuels you, like that's going to also be something that like ruins you, that makes you sad, that makes you. And I think like it wasn't that I was driven by the likes. It was that like, I'm like, okay, I'm getting these likes. I don't want to take it for granted. But I think the longer that I do TikTok, I'm recognizing that we all have like our low moments. We have our high moments and just rolling with the punches. So I feel like that moment, like right after I was trending so much that like I had that brief moment that I wasn't trending. I needed that to like recognize. And also, I feel like that was content to share, that like even I go through this. Like you think like your views went down. Like no, even like I go through this. So I feel like everything is like not by accident. It's all for a reason. So even like the bad moments, I try to use that to fuel. Speaking of bad moments that I used to fuel, I made a video about my apartment and that shit is trending right now. Like talking shit about my apartment, like using the bad moments because they woke me out of my sleep repeatedly this week. And so I was like, okay, well now that I'm up, let me use it for a TikTok. Like fuck it. I'm gonna use this for a TikTok since y'all fucking waking me up and shit. So I was just like, you know what I hate about my apartment? I was like, I hate that it's a control panel that's in my guest room. And they always have to bug me to get in this motherfucker. And so that shit is like, it's so many comments. It's like damn near about to be more comments than my most viewed post. like, already. Like, it's a lot of fucking comments. Like, I can't even reply to all of them. It's almost 1,000 comments at this point. I'm just like, what the fuck? But, you know, it's a lot of people like, you need to move, you need to this, you need to that. And I think, like, I'm grateful that I made a video like that, because people can, like, it's a lot of people commenting on what's going on, and, like, everybody can kind of relate to each other. So I feel like I'm kind of finding what my niche is. I was so anti-niche when I first started TikTok, and I was like, I'm just going to do everything. But I recognize that, like, my niche is just, like, relatable content and, like, relatable. So I don't really have a specific niche, but I feel like I'm kind of niching down. It's like, it's all organically niching down, where it's like, I make a lot of relatable content. And I make, like, I'm like an honest truth teller. So I make, like, little honest rants and, like, little breakdowns. I don't know. I guess my niche is being myself. I thought I had a niche, but no, I was still kind of all over the place. But I feel like the things that I do well on that page is, like, making, like, little goofy, silly videos. Like the little voiceover shit. My rants, for sure. And, like, I feel like sometimes my rants are inspirational. It's not just a rant that's like, I'm talking shit. It's, like, inspirational rants. Things that I've noticed. And that's why I have, like, so many profiles. I mean, so many playlists. I like to think of TikTok as, like, my variety show. Like, that's what I'm kind of, like, feeling for now. Like, oh, excuse me. This is, like, my variety show. Like, I just, like, share all types of my talent. Like, I could have, like, a variety show. Like, you could be a poet one day. You could be this. You could be silly. You could be dancing this day. You could be just, like, you should just be yourself. It's just a place to be yourself. What else was I saying? But I'm just laughing, getting back to, like, what I was talking about earlier. I'm just laughing how, like, 7 years later, but 7 is God's number, okay? 7 years later, I'm making videos, and I was, like, so anti-videos. And it started about being a way to put myself out there. And at first I was, like, not forcing it, but, like, being very intentional about my content. And I feel like I'm still intentional, but it's more so just allowing my creative ideas to flow. Not thinking, like, oh, this is going to blow me up. I need to be, like, I'm just being me. I think a lot of people, where they make a mistake on TikTok, is that they come and they're like, all these people just getting famous for stupid stuff. I'm going to do this and watch me blow up. And then they don't blow up, and then they get mad. Because that was me. Like, you start putting yourself out there, you start making videos, but then you start to realize, like, when your videos start taking off, you start to realize why your other videos flopped. Because you were coming into the intention with, like, oh, well, oh, this all they doing? I could do that. But it's kind of like a little art form to this shit. And I think when you just relax and stop worrying about the numbers and really just do your thing, like, it's out of here. But I feel like it's a constant battle, and I'm just, like, learning as I go. Just continuing to learn, continuing to, you know, evolve. It's so funny because literally I was talking to God before I blew up, and I was like, I was kind of, like, at peace with, like, the slow build. I was like, I want the slow cook success. And, like, literally, I made a podcast episode. I can't remember what episode that was, but I made an episode on the slow cook success. And, like, a week later, it was, like, overnight, instantly 50,000 followers. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I'm just the type of person that I don't never want to take nothing for granted. So I'm like, okay, well, if I'm here, I need to perform, because I told God also a while ago that, like, I don't want to, like, if he give me the opportunity, because I be like, I felt like I missed my moment on a lot of apps where, like, I have the gift of foresight. And so, like, I would recognize when something is about to be big. I would try to start it, and then I would fall off in some way. Like, I started trying to be doing YouTube, and then I just couldn't stick with it, and I fell off. I started doing podcasts before a lot of these people that are super successful with podcasts started doing podcasts. And I don't know, I couldn't find my footing. And even on the Instagram tip, I feel like if I would have put myself out there sooner and stop only hiding a portion of myself, I probably could have been way bigger on Instagram. And so with TikTok, I started to notice more people getting bigger, like, after 2020. But I was like, dang, did I miss my mark? Because I got mad and frustrated when they deleted my first video that started to do a little bit of numbers. Like, did I miss my mark? And I was like, whatever is the next thing, God, like, I'm just going to go all in. I'm not going to feel scared once I start getting followers. I'm not going to delete my profile, because that's some shit that I do. I'm not going to, like, stop being consistent. Like, I'm going to stay consistent. I'm going to stay on their necks. And so I'm just grateful that I didn't miss my moment. But I think, like, when you follow God, you don't never miss your moment. Like, God is going to always, set the atmosphere for you to still succeed. And so that's what I'm also recognizing, is that, like, you never miss your moment. But I had so many times, like, I tried to do YouTube when it first came out. Like, me and my friend, we had, like, this broke ass camcorder, and we was trying to make videos. like it's been, like, I've been trying to do stuff, like, since, like, 2007, like, 2007, 2008, like, I've been trying to do stuff, like, creatively. And I feel like I really started more so in, like, 2012. I was really trying to do stuff. So it's been, like, an ongoing journey. So for something to finally, I feel like, give me the proof of concept, because I've never got this many followers, I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna trust this shit, and I'm gonna just lean into it, and, like, whatever happens. Like, it might not be what I thought. I might have thought I was gonna be a famous writer, and who's to say that, like, my work won't be great, but maybe, it's my personality for now. I don't know. I'm just trusting in it. I just know that I want to live the best life that I can possibly live, whatever that is. Like, regardless if it's what I thought I would be doing. Like, okay, I'm not a motivational speaker. No, I'm not a life coach. But what if I just trust this shit, and, like, God still makes all these things intertwine? Like, I'ma just trust it. And that's really where I'm at in life. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna trust it. I don't know what I'm doing because I've never been here before. I've never had this much. Even though I don't have any brand deals or stuff yet, I've never had this much success on a social media platform. So I'm like, okay, I'm just, keep doing what I'm doing. But I needed that moment of downtime where they was, like, shadow banning me, because that's how you build muscle. That's how you, like, overcome things. And you know how to, like, navigate. And I'm just starting to, I guess it's helping me start to filter out what type of content I want to do. Like, I think my more shit talking will be on my podcast. Like, it's really a deeper dive with Key. And then, like, I'm still myself, but not be careful. I don't feel like I have to be careful. But I think I want to keep it more lighthearted on my TikTok. Like, even when I talk about deep stuff, I'm going to talk about deep stuff. But I feel like when I want to get real deep, I'm going to just come to my podcast and talk my shit, whether no people listen or 4 people listen or 100 million people listen. Like, I'm going to just talk my shit regardless. But it's like, it's a certain way you got to do it for. So I feel like this is all a working. It's all like working for my good. Like, nothing, like whether like the down times or the bad times, like nothing is not created for me to do better and be great. What else was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about how, like, somebody had told me, see, I be getting all over the place. I be getting sidetracked. So getting back to what I was talking about earlier, I think my podcast is going to be for people that can't focus on one topic, because if you're like topic focused, you may not like my podcast, because I be all over the place. Sometimes I do the outlines, but today was not the day, and I was tempted to do an outline before I started this podcast, but I said, you know what, I'm a free ball this shit. I ain't got no balls, but I'm a free ball this shit. So look at me. All right, but somebody had told me that, like, taking pride in my appearance. Back to that. Taking pride in my appearance. And so they was just like, you just come in with your bonnet, your scarf, sometimes it look like you just woke up. And I was intentional about that. Like, I wanted to do that for a purpose, not for people to think that, like, I didn't care about myself. I didn't know how, I didn't think that was perceived. I wanted people to say that I care so much about myself and I really like myself enough to just come as I am. That's what the intention behind just coming, like, how I look. Like, this is me. This is how I look. Like, these is my roles. Like, this is me. And so this person was saying that, like, you're selling self-love, but, like, you don't even come with your hair done. And I just don't feel like self-love is an indication of your hair done. And so at first, in my mind, I was like, well, that wasn't my intention. But it's somebody that I had looked up to, somebody who had more followers on Instagram than me and knew, celebrities and things like that. So I took that into consideration. I was like, you know what? I'm going to, keep TikTok how I am, like what I'm doing, because it's working well for me. And then I'm going to apply, the cute shit to Instagram. And my page still didn't grow. So, I don't know. My page still didn't grow. So I'm like, I'm going to just be myself, like what I was doing. I'm going to just be myself. Like, I was trying to do the thing where I look more cute, like more dressed up on Instagram, and then more just regular on TikTok. But I think I'm going to just do what I do all around. But one thing that I will apply is that I am, in a sense, when it came to myself, I very much have been lazy. Like, I know how to do different graphics and make my shit look more professional. So I feel like that's what I've been really doing on Instagram, is making, like, my little content piece more like eye-grabbing, where I've made, like, different visuals and different stuff that, like, can entice people. And I've been doing my own graphics where it looks like I have a team, and I do not. I do all that shit on my phone, and I do that shit myself. And so I just feel like it all happened for a reason, because it actually was good that, like, all my friends are not in my life and they're not my friends anymore, because I was doing everything that I do for myself now, I was doing that for all my friends, and, like, they weren't appreciative. They was just like, oh, she just does this. Like, no, I do this because I care about you. I do this because I love you. I'm not just fucking spending all my time editing your fucking YouTube videos because I just want to. No, I want to see you win. But I think, like, when people don't appreciate that, doing it to yourself and knowing that you appreciate the fact that you can like do shit and like you actually love what you do, like you don't have nobody like super critical and like downplaying what you do even though it looks better than what they're doing by themselves. I don't know, because I appreciate what I bring to the table, and so I'm glad that I can really feed into myself and do everything that I was doing for other people, whether it's making a flyer and like I've made flyers for people that they said was really dope and they never fucking posted it. And I'm just like, damn, I did this out of the kindness of my heart, trying to help you out, and like you didn't even use this shit. So it's like, why am I spending my time? Like, I felt like I always put in more time to things and people that didn't put in that same time for me. And so, I don't know. I needed this time without friends because I'm like, I'm only being intentional with the people that are intentional with me. Like, why would I spend all day editing this shit for you to like pussyfoot about it and like be a procrastinator and not move forward with it? Like, why would I spend all my time, like, editing, re-editing this? Like, people don't recognize. And I think a lot of the people in my life, like, when they see me elevate, they're going to realize how much they took me for granted. But even if they don't realize, I really don't give a fuck. But I know that, like, I know they gonna miss me when I'm gone. Like, they don't realize it now. Some of them might not. But I know, like, my absence is going to be felt because I always bring a lot to the fucking table. Like, and I recognize just who I am. I feel like I used to downplay myself a lot and now recognize who I am. And now that I recognize who I am and, like, what the fuck, like, I do, it's just like, that's your bad. Like, that's really your bad. Like, it's literally your bad. You had a person in your life that would edit all your YouTube things. You had a person in your life, if you wanted to do a podcast, they would edit all your audio and shit for you. But you don't want to do nothing. Like, come on. Like, come on. And it wasn't just one person. It's like multiple people that like they wanted to do all this stuff. And I'm like, just do it. Like, I'll help you. Like, I just wanted to see my friends succeed. But I think it was kind of, I don't know. I feel like it's easier to try to pull somebody up than try to push them forward on top of you. So it's easier to like reach back and lift smaller people up. That's what I'm realizing. Like, it's easier to reach down and try to lift than try to be at the bottom and I'm trying to carry people on my shoulder and lift them up before me. But sometimes it's meant for you to elevate so you can pull people up if you can. But also recognizing that you don't have to. Like, you literally do not have to if they don't want to. Like, if they don't want to, like, you don't have to feel so responsible. And that's one of the things that I really learned, like, in my 20s is that I am not responsible for anybody's fucking redemption. I think growing up in church, like, I used to feel very responsible for people's salvation in a sense. And not even their salvation with God, but just like their humanity, like trying to bring out the best in them. And now I'm just worried about myself. And I think I did an episode on this, like being a good person is like really irrelevant. It's not about being a good person. It's about being true to yourself. I think for a long time, I spent so much time trying to be a good person, trying to be what is perceived as good, trying to be the kindest, the nicest, the sweetest. And I'm at the point where, like, I'm naturally nice when you deserve it. So I'm not going to go out of my way to be, like, overly nice because I want somebody to perceive me as nice. I don't do that anymore. I'm naturally a kind person. So if you perceive me as kind, but I also can be an asshole. And, like, I fuck with that and I respect that. And it took me a lot of unlearning from my mother, because my mom used to like tell me repeatedly, I can't even talk right now. She used to tell me repeatedly as a child that you can't be mean, like people are not gonna like you, da 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 da. And I think like as I got older, that really stuck with me. So like I was always trying to overdo it. Like, and I think that's why like part of the way that I show up for people is acts of service. And so when people don't appreciate the acts of service, I do feel a way. Like when I go out of my way to do something for somebody and they just shit on it, or like they make it feel like it's not important, and I like spend time trying to like do something for somebody and they don't give a fuck, like that really makes me like mad, and it makes me sad, and it hurts my feelings. But that's why I don't go out of my way for people who are not appreciative of that. And I don't do things that are not like, it's not natural. I think I used to try to make it a point to do this because I see somebody lacking in one area, or like they don't have this in their life, so I want to be that for them. I want to fulfill that for them. But no, all I want to do is be to myself. You know, you meet people and you're like, oh, they got a lot of fake friends. I just want to be the realest friend to them. Or, oh, this person has, you know, people that don't care about them like that. So I want to constantly show up. I want to constantly check up on them. But I think like when you go out of your way to do certain things for people, they can't appreciate it because they're not used to that. But then also you start to feel a resentment because they're not going to know, because you're not really being yourself. You're trying to, you know, live up to what they're lacking in their life. And that's what I really had to realize, that like, I don't want to live up to what people are lacking in their life. I just want to show up as myself. And myself shows up differently for different people. Different people can bring out me going above and beyond. But I really try not to go above and beyond, other than for myself now. And like, even my natural state is still above and beyond for some people. But I think when I used to always just overdo it, like I need to be no, like I'm okay with saying no, I can't do it. And also not offering if it's going to like exert some things for me that like I know in the long run that they won't appreciate. So I'm actually really grateful for this time. Whether I ever get friends again, I'm kind of cool. And you know, honestly, I felt a way at first when I felt like I was losing my friends. But now I have like over 50,000 friends. Like those are my homies. Like those are my little cousins. those are like my little friends on the internet. My little baby cousins. My little homies. Like we be just having so much fun. I love my lives. I love how they interact with me. And you just be cool. Can I tell y'all something? Y'all, so somebody, I don't like using this word, but I think this is what they're called. You know, the little fan edits. Somebody made a fan edit of me. Shout out to Mina. She's not a fan. That's my little cousin in my head. Like, that's my little cousin. All my people that follow me, interact, they're my little cousins, okay? But she made me one of them little edits, and y'all, I started fucking crying. I was like, oh my God, this is really happening. Like, this is really happening. Like, people are making edits of me now. Like, what the hell? Like, I started crying because I'm like, I've never been like this person. Like, I don't know, it just felt surreal. And so I had to like record a video to remember, not to post, but just to remember how I felt in that moment, because I never want to forget that. I didn't record me crying, of course, but I recorded like a video of just expressing how I felt in that moment, like how it made me feel, like, and I'm just grateful for those moments. And I want to start like documenting like more of the moments, because I had a moment when my page just went from like over 10,000 likes, where I mean, not 10,000 likes, 10,000 followers. And I started fucking crying. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I've never had this many followers before. I've never had, like, to feel like your work is actually paying off, to feel like the hard work, the things that you have tried to do, even though it's not what you intended to do, but to feel like, you know, what you create fucking matters, like, that means a lot. And I'm just so grateful, and I just want to continue to stay in gratitude that, like, I won't take this for granted, because I know, like, it's so many people that want to have a bigger platform, even want what I have, and it doesn't come easy necessarily if it's not your path. I feel like it's starting to flow to me because I'm on the right path. And I'm just grateful to finally be on the right path. As someone who struggles so much in their 20s, feeling so lost, feeling like, damn, like, I'm doing all this shit and, like, nothing fucking matters. Like, I'm not getting anywhere. To feel like, even though the brand deals haven't come in yet, that, like, okay, I feel like, you know, something could come out of this. But it's like, I'm also, like, hesitant to feel like something can come out of this, because it's like, I don't want to jinx it. So it's like, I'm like, okay, just relax. But, like, okay, I do want to step into my power. So step into this all the way. But then I also want to, like, remain grateful at all times, not take it for granted. And even when I recognize, like, my content getting shadow banned, but then I thought, like, personally, when I made the funny, like, little videos and stuff talking about, like, my shit getting shadow banned, I was like, you know what, I don't want to just be complaining on this app. I just want to make funny little videos. And it's so funny, I stopped, like, complaining and talking shit about them shadow banning. I just started using funny sounds with, like, them, you know, blocking or suspending my shit. And somebody still sat there and followed me because I complained too much. And I'm just like, okay. But can I tell you, people are annoying. Like, why tell me that? I don't give a fuck. Like, you really took time out of your day. I never seen this person like none of my posts. So for them to make this whole dramatic fucking exit, like they support all my... I think it would have hurt my feelings if it was like one of the people that are always in my live, always on my page, liking up my shit, and, like, you know, always interacting with my content. I think that would have made me sad, like, dang, I offended this person, or, like, my content is not, you know, giving what it's supposed to give. But it's a person that, like, I've never seen your name fucking pop up as interacting with, like, I've never seen you like none of my posts, and then you have this long, entitled fucking paragraph talking about, I'm unfollowing because you complain too much. Like, bitch, bye. The fuck? And, like, I'm gonna still complain. Like, I'm gonna be myself. Like, all my videos that I'm complaining is the shit that goes viral. Me complaining about my apartment, that shit almost got 200,000 views already in, like, what, 2-3 days? Like, I'm gonna keep talking my shit, like, when I feel like it. I'm gonna be selective with the shit that I talk on TikTok, because, you know, they be watching me now. But I'm gonna still talk my shit. I just gotta talk more of my shit on this podcast, because they be trying to hate on the girl. But I'm just excited to, like, document this journey and, like, see where this takes me. I'm excited. I'm really excited. No, my cousin told me the other day, she was like, you're a really good influencer. And I was like, what the fuck? Did nobody call me no influencer? I'm an influencer now. Oh my God. I'm like, I don't even have brand deals yet. You notice how I keep saying that? Like, brand deals, where you at? Where you at? Come on, so I can quit my job. So I can resign. But I ain't gonna, like, even when the brand deals start coming in, Like, I need to get like a few deals before I up and resign. I'm not just gonna resign the first brand deal I get, the first $10,000 I make. No, I'm gonna have to make it for a couple of, make it a few times for me to be like, okay, I could do this, but save a chunk just in case of those low moments. And that's what my homegirl, she had told me, because she had a bigger platform. She was all like, it's an uncertainty to entrepreneurship and being an influencer. And she was just like, if you could keep your job for a little while, keep it for a little while just so you can have that safety net. And so, like, I really take that into consideration. But I also learned that from my mom, too. Like, I'm not going to just up and quit yet. I'm going to let it, stack up some money first before I'm just like, okay, like, make it for a minute before I just do that. Maybe probably like 3-4 months. I don't need too long of proof of concept, because as soon as it start happening, I'm out, and I'm not giving no 2 weeks notice, because these companies really don't give a fuck about you. I used to feel like, I want to be like so respectful and give a 2 weeks notice. Like, no, I'm going to be respectful and I'm going to resign and say it was a pleasure working with y'all. But why do I need to give y'all a 2 weeks notice? Like, why? Y'all make me put my PTO 2 weeks in advance to tell me that it's approved or not. Like, no. Like, I can't even take off when I want to. Oh, I'm going to quit when I want to. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to quit when I want to. And I remember it was so crazy because, like, when I first started going up a few weeks ago, I was like, dang, I feel like I'm going to have to quit my job soon. And I finally started liking it. Now I'm at the point where, bitch, it's cool. But, like, no, if I can have fun for a living and make silly videos that I do naturally and, like, expand on my ideas, and it's something that I do on a day-to-day basis, like, I'm picking that over talking to angry customers every day. Like, every day I'm gonna choose having fun, making funny videos, and being able to laugh and enjoy my day than talking to somebody who's mad about a fucking car. Like, bitch, I don't drive. Like, I do not drive. I do not care about cars. I do not care about y'all wanting these Mercedes and stuff with y'all bad credit. Like, I don't care. I am not a materialistic person. Speaking of materialistic, you like that little segue? Speaking of materialistic, it was these Prada shoes that I seen, and I thought they were so cute. And I seen bad reviews for them. And then it really made me, like, it really confirmed what I thought. Like, even when I get a lot of money, I'm not buying this designer shit. Like, y'all still get bad reviews. Y'all still making cheap shit. Bitch, that's the same shit that Steve Madden is selling. He just ain't got the, the bonding that look like y'all's, but, like, y'all still using cheap materials. And I already kind of felt like that, like they use cheap materials. But now that I'm seeing, like, bad Prada reviews about the shoe quality, oh yeah, I'm not spending $2,000. I'm not, like, oh, I want to get my... The only thing that I said, like, when I get a little bit of extra money, I was going to buy me some, like, good perfume that smell rich. And I bought that. And so, sometimes when I feel a little fancy, I spray a little Chanel. I said, oh, when I'm a billionaire, I'm about to be wearing this. This is going to be my fragrance. And I used to wear that to work. Like, they'd be like, oh my God, Katie, this lady at my job, she used to be like, oh my God, Renee, you smell so good. Cause, like, I don't just wear the Prada perfume. I mix it with this lotion that I got. So it smells different. And it just smells rich. I just feel like a rich bitch when I wear that perfume. And I barely wear it, but it's giving rich. It's giving. But other than that, I'm going to wear no brands. I see a lot of people that, like, at first they were like me, where, like, they're not gonna wear no brands, and then they slowly just start buying everything Gucci, Louis, Prada. No, I'm gonna stay true to this. Like, when I tell you I'm cheap, I've been cheap, and I knew I was gonna be something in life, and I was just like, I'm always gonna be this cheap. Like, I'm never gonna buy this shit that, like, is so expensive. Like, and I'm really, like, the type of person, I think those Birkin bags are the ugliest fucking purses. They look like grandma church purses. And I'm gonna stay on that shit until the end of time. That, like, I think those purses are ugly. Some of the colors are cute, but I think those are ugly purses. Like, those look like purses my mama would wear. I am not a purse person. I'm a backpack person. The closest to, like, name brand purses that I got was my mom fake Chanel purse, and I knew it was fake. And but I used to carry it after she passed away. And then my Louis Vuitton backpack that my mom got me that I knew was fake. But, you know, back in the day, the Louis Vuitton backpack, that was the jam. And so I wore that motherfucker until it got a hole in the bottom and it fucking split. Like, I wanted that shit so bad. I was like, Mom, I just wanted, like, I didn't care if it was fake. I didn't want her to buy the real thing. Like, buy me the fake one, Mom. Like, I just like how it looked. It's just a cute backpack. Like, I love how it looked. And she bought it for me for my birthday, and she bought me my flip phone, and I was so happy. But I knew. Baby, I knew that shit was motherfucking fake. I used to wear it to school with pride, like it was the real thing. And I knew. When I say I knew that shit was fake. And I'm gonna wear the fake one. Just like those Prada boots that I want. I am gonna get me the Steve Madden ones. And actually, I found something that's cheaper than the Steve Madden ones. And they don't got no name. Yeah, bitch. It's a wanted kind of day. You remember Melissa's? And then, you know, they had the wanted. I'm a wanted type of person, okay? It's giving fake Timberlands, and I'm here for it. And I'm gonna do it all day. I'm gonna do it all day. I am going to do it all day. The only thing that I don't regret that I bought the real quality, I bought my first Uggs, and I bought the house shoes, and they are way better. I'm gonna admit they are way better than those house shoes that I bought on Amazon. The motherfuckers fell apart, like, almost instantly. They had no support. My Uggs, but I'm never buying no shoes more than $200, because at that point, like, y'all using the same material. So no, I would never be buying. I would never be buying no, like, $2,000 shoe. Like, that's almost rent for 2 months. No, baby. That could be rent on a penthouse. Like, now, as far as my home, I'm going to spend the money on my home. I'm going to spend the money on good quality food. But on material items, nah. I just can't. I just can't. If I can find good quality for a cheaper price, I'm going to always do it. I'm going to always do it. Like, I am going to always do it. Like, what do you mean? And then also, I don't like how those big brands treat black people, like, when they go in the store. So it's like, why would I support them? That's why I be kind of laughing. Not laughing at celebrities, because discrimination is never funny. But I just kind of eye roll when people be, like, talking shit like, I came into your establishment, I was going to be spending $15,000 up in this store, and y'all treated me like shit. Like, why go? Why go when where you're not welcome? And that's why I won't be supporting, like, the brands like the Louis, the Prada and stuff. No, if I could find a dope ass black owned spot, I'm gonna shop there before I shop. Like, I am loyal to the black community, regardless if they will ever be loyal to me. I am loyal to the soil. I'm gonna buy black owned. Speaking of black owned, I lost one of my eyelashes. Now I gotta buy me some more black owned eyelashes. Kiss was my favorite brand, But no, we're buying The Last Precinct, Black owned, by Kimmy Nicole Beauty. Period. And yeah, so this has been a fun episode. I hope my free balling in this episode, I think that's gonna be the name of the episode, free balling. I think I hope my free balling didn't like distract y'all too much, but this was fun. Let's do it again. See y'all next week. Will I record multiple episodes and be in advance? Maybe. But I'm trying to be like in the present, you know? But I hope y'all have a fabulous fucking week, okay? Come back now. Don't be a stranger. I love y'all. Be blessed. And, let's continue to take this ride together and see where this show goes. I'm scared, but I'm excited. And, it is what the fuck it is. Toodles!